Back here in Lagos, the government has now extended the ban on commercial motorcycles, also called Okada, in 4 more local government areas, as well as in 6 more local council development areas. Now, this is the phase 2 of the total ban on Okada operations in the state. This new ban will now take effect from September the 1st this year. Senior correspondent Adedoja Salam Adeniyi has more.
They are like bees in a honeycomb. Their activities have been a cause for worry for residents and the government, especially high increase in accidents and robbery. And now, the Lagos State government says the reduction in Okada accidents since the ban of operations of commercial motorcycle in 6 local government areas and 9 local council development areas on the 1st of June is the reason to further extend to other parts of the state.
Number 1, Kuchofe local government with the following LCDAs: Ikusi Isheri LCDA and Agboiketu LCDA. Oshodi Solo local government with Isolo LCDAs and Ejibo LCDAs. Shomolu local government with Bariga LCDA, Ushi local government with Oti Olomo LCDA. From the 4th of September 2022, Okada will be banned in these 4 local government areas.
Lagosians should know that it's not only the person riding Okada who is guilty when you apply all these rules that we have mentioned, but the passenger himself is also liable.
If it can happen in Kano, I'm not convinced.
This new development was the major resolution of the Fresh Public Stakeholders Forum tagged Okada Ban, What's Next?, which held on Tuesday, 16th August 2022. The lingering security challenges bedeviling the country at large is a major cause for the Okada ban in Lagos State. Report from the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority reveals accident rate as it relates to commercial motorcycles has reduced by 4%. That is, 68 accident cases were recorded in June 2022, as against 74 recorded in May. Also, report from the Ministry of Health confirms that accident rate as it relates to commercial motorcycles has reduced by 63.5% in all general hospitals across the state. That is, 176 accident cases were recorded in June as against 277 recorded cases in May this year. Adedoja Salam Adeniyi, TVC News, Lagos.
And for more on the extension on the ban of commercial motorcycle activities in 4 more local government areas and in 6 more LCDAs in Lagos, let's bring in now communications analyst Fola Daniel Adelisi. He joins via Zoom. Good morning, good afternoon, I should say, and thanks a lot for joining us at this time. So what do you make of this, the fact that 4 more local governments, the extension, it's right now we have about 10 local government areas and about 20 LCDAs that will be affected as from September the 1st.
Thank you for having me. I think that, like I said before, I think I had a discussion with you on this same issue. There are 2 sides that are currently obvious. First is the economic side on the part of the riders, and the second part is the social vice part on the part of the riders too. Now, the first thing that will happen is that you will create an immediate inconvenience for all the people who find it easy to use the Okadas across their locations. Let's not be insensitive. While I totally understand what the government is trying to do, there's no viable alternative yet for those who are applying the Okadas. I've not used the Okada in God knows how many years because I drive a lot. So I'm not saying this because I don't have a car or something, but it's insensitive. I see a lot of people go and check all those areas where the Okadas have been banned. People walk kilometers to get to their houses because they don't even have taxis to pick them from maybe the estate gates into their houses they're going to. You know what it is in Lagos. People are returning home very late. There's no one to pick them up. They don't have cars. So while we think we're reducing accidents and probably reducing insecurity, we are on the other side increasing the possibility of being kidnapped, because it's easier to be kidnapped when you're standing for long hours in lone places, in bus stops, and all the likes. Are we going to ban cars? Cars are also getting involved in accidents on a daily basis. We're recording car accidents. Are we going to ban the cars as well? If the Okadas are involved in accidents from time to time and you want to reduce them, there are other measures. You can maintain laws on the capacity of the bikes to minimize or to reduce the speed limits and stuff like that. You can enforce helmets wearing by the riders, by the carriers, or by the people they are carrying. There's so many other ways. Now, the reason I'm looking at it from the economic perspective is that we're in an interesting season. The economy is biting hard. Imagine the number of people who are riding those Okadas. The moment you ban them, all of them instantly become jobless. And trust me, they are not going to leave Lagos. Most of them are from outside of Lagos, but they are not leaving anytime soon. What do you think they are likely to start doing if these number of people become jobless immediately? There are those who may have saved up some money to be able to do something else, but I can bet that more than half of them haven't saved up anything. They don't have anything to fall back on. So you can trust that we now fall back to the social vices that I mentioned earlier. Some people will resort to stealing. Cases of robbery is expected to increase, and it's a natural trend.
All right.
When you take away the source of income from people, they resort to other things.
Right. Allow me to come in here now. So two things for me. On the one hand, government says a catalog or studying the road crashes now between the months between January to May had been high, but then when you monitor what occurred in June from the public hospitals and elsewhere, there was a significant reduction in statistics of road crashes induced by these Okadas. So where do you stand in that? And of course, looking at the enforcement during the June the 1st period, what do you make of the enforcement? What was it like for you?
So the first question I will ask is that, have you seen road crashes reports from cars that have nothing to do with Okadas? The report on road crashes, we have more accidents from road crashes than Okadas. What do you have to say about that? There are more people who are getting into accident because of drunk driving. They are not on Okadas. They are not riding Okadas. And there are more accidents from road crashes not related to Okadas. So what are we going to do about that? Are we going to ban the cars as well? Now, I don't have any problem with trying to reduce the road crashes, but saying that the road crash is enough reason to ban Okadas across all the states is totally insensitive when there is no viable alternative for transportation. The people who can afford a car, the people who can afford a cab, the people who actually, it's easier, it's cheaper for a lot of people. The question is, what is the alternative for these people? If you have an alternative, then you have made it easier for the people who use the Okada. Then the second thing is that those who are riding them, who created a job for themselves because the government could not equip them, what is the alternative for those people? Look, when there are economic consequences, that's always more dangerous than whatever it is that you're trying to prevent. That's the point I'm trying to raise. So yes, we should do whatever it is to reduce the accidents, but what are the economic alternatives to make sure that these people don't resort to social vices?
All right, Fola Daniel, we'll end on this point now. I wanted to take you up on the other issue of enforcement, but we indeed have run out of time. We hope to bring you up sooner than later to talk more about these issues here in Lagos and beyond. Many thanks, their communications analyst Fola Daniel Adelesi, who joined in virtually.